Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and hello to another video, another deck list video. Before we start, if you hear a fan in the background, it is nearly 10,000 degrees in my room, as the UK is currently going through a bit of a heat wave. So, and also I'll probably, now and again, stopping to take a drink like I am now. Let's begin with this deck list. This is Galacticmon. Sorry this has taken so long to get sorted. I wanted to make sure that the deck was fun to play and really ready for locals. And I've had a couple matches with this, and I got top 4 in my locals using this. If there are any improvements that you think this deck needs, or your versions of the deck, please let me know in the comments. I want to know more, because this was a really fun deck to pilot this week and last, and I cannot wait to play more of it. And also, on the way, I do have Appmon ready to go. I will be building it once I've got my Gaiamons. They're the ones that will be coming, so look out for a new video. I've just noticed I've got a cut on my finger. Fuck me. Anyway, so let's get on to this deck list. So we'll start with the Digi Eggs. I play 4 Tsumons. This is if you have 4 more Venmon in its evolutions, you get an extra 3000 DB. That comes up surprisingly a lot with how the deck runs and how it plays. It's a fun thing. There was the Doraemon that I used to play, which was when you took something from the draw 1. I think this is just a little bit more useful now with a lot of people doing raid and also lowering DP. The more DB you get, the better. On to the level 3s. We'll start off with the 2 of. I play the new 2 of the BT21 Venmon. On play, trash a Venmon in its text from your hand to return a Venmon in its text from your hand. Just a bit of recursion. And most of the inheritance are reduced by 1. This is a bit different from the original one. It can reduce stuff like Scratchmon. So basically, a full line can be reduced using this. I was debating on running 3, mostly just I don't really get much off the on play, but I would run a little bit more just because when I was playing, now and again I did miss a lot of my pieces. Next, I play the 4 of the BT18 Venmon. Brilliant card to have. You got to run it at 4. On play, reveal the top 3 and place add a Venmon in its text from your hand, and then place 1 Venmon underneath it. Brilliant little starter. You kind of want to see this in your hand right at the beginning, but yeah. Next, I play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of the original Venmon, which was the BT11 one. By spending this Digimon, reveal top 3 cards, add a Scratch, Destroyer, Galactic, or Fusionize among them, and place 1 Venmon underneath in the bottom, and then the rest goes to the bottom of the deck. This sadly doesn't this searches most of your deck. It just doesn't search your tamers or your options, so just be aware of that. Originally you'd run a lot of these, but you do need at least 12 to 15, but those sort of add up. So I've got about 19 level 3s in the deck. Next, onto the level 4s, I run 3 of the new Scratchmon. This is on play or when digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Venmon in its text among them, and then trash the rest, and then you can place 2 Venmon underneath. And then its inheritance. When the Venmon are returned to the deck, you may delete one of your opponents with a play cost 4 or less. Didn't really use this effect a lot, but got a lot of use out of that effect at the top. And also this gets played out by Ragnarok Cannon, which is really useful. I can say that. A lot of this deck is like really useful for the archetype and actually has boosted it up to a really good level. Then I play 4 of the BT18 Snatchmon. This can be Digicross from trash if only Venmon are in your trash. But when Digivolving, you place 2 from your trash underneath, and then at the end of the turn, if you've got 4, you can Digivolve on this. This allows you to go into your Destroyo or straight into Galactic if you want to. The inheritance on this one is a little bit different to the other one, is when a Venmon is returned from its evolution, unsuspend and then gain blocker. That unsuspend, this is an alternate effect, so say if you attacked, you could do the protection on Galactic, which you'll see in a bit, and then this unsuspends and then you can attack again. Really useful, very, very good. And that Digicross is like pretty amazing. Digicross in this deck just makes the deck a lot faster, and getting your stuff out is what you need. Next, I run 2 of the new Destroyo. So the new Destroyo is when Digivolving, until the end of your opponent's turn, their effects cannot trash the Digimon stack. That doesn't really come up a lot, but the Digivolve for every 2 underneath is brilliant. All turns, when this Digimon would leave the battle area, you may play 1 Venmon in its evolutions without paying the memory cost. Didn't really come up a lot because 9 times out of 10, this would do the effect, and then I'd go straight onto Galactic. And then the inheritable for this one is when an opponent attacks, by returning 2 Venmon from its Digivolutions to the bottom of the deck, you can end the attack. That didn't come up as much as the other one that I do play, which is the 4 of the promo Destroyo, which is on play or when Digivolving, choose any number of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers, and from a play cost of 3 or less, delete them, and for each Venmon in this Digivolutions, you can add 1 to that effect. Really, that came up a few times, mostly against Hunters, but the next one is Digicross, is the Snatch. You need 1 Snatchmon and 4 Venmon. Really good to have to reduce your play costs. Just be aware that isn't, I very rarely did I ever actually do that because I never got a lot of it. But again, the inheritable on this is when your opponent Digimon attacks, by returning 2 Venmon from your Galactic's evolution to the bottom of the deck, switch the attack to this Digimon. So you're just basically redirecting into your Galactic, which should be pretty big, which is one of the biggest Digimon in the game, maybe. It can definitely be the biggest one stack-wise. Next, we play the level 6. I play the 4 of the new one. So, when Digivolving, you place 4 Venmon underneath from trash under the bottom evolution, and then you may use 1 Ragnarok Cannon from hand or trash. That is an amazing effect. Ragnarok Cannon is basically what makes this deck just fucking amazing. I pulled Ragnarok Cannon off so much. I'll explain what Ragnarok Cannon is in a bit. Start main phase, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon. Really useful with conjunction of Ragnarok Cannon. And all turns, when this would leave the battle area, by returning 4 Venmon from this Digivolutions to the bottom deck, it doesn't leave. A pretty awesome little effect. I may get the all the alt art for this deck, because God, that's just such a nice alt art. It's like one of the best alt arts. Look how cool that looks. Anyway, now onto the Tamers. I run 4 of the new Zenith, Memory Setter, and then on play, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Among them, play 1 Venmon without paying its memory cost, or add 1 Venmon to it add a card with Venmon in its text to your hand, and then trash the rest. Pretty simple, but really useful. A lot of the times I was trying to find this and Venmon to Digivolve underneath and then play this out. I find that if I had the memory setter out, I did pretty well, because you kind of need the memory. This deck does play with a lot of memory, especially in the early games where you're just fanging. Oh, the decks I played against was Hunters, which I lost, sadly. It was just a slaughter. I basically played Medieval Gallant and just destroyed me. Then I played Bielsa, which was a really fun match. It was very back and forth, but in the last, we went to third round, and in the last one, I just basically had 2 Galactics out on the field, and then a Ragnarok cannon, and that's just like basically game over for him. That is pretty. If you can get 2 Galactics out on the field, that's game over for your opponent. That they can't. 9 times out of 10, they can't do much about that because you're deleting everything at the start of the turn, and that's, and as well as having a Ragnarok cannon you could probably go into. What else? Oh, and my last game was against Levia. I just had to outspeed them and I could win. That was the thing. And also a lot of people kept forgetting about the Star Main Feign effect, which I think pissed off my last opponent, which I felt really bad for him. I was like, dude, that deletes every turn. I'm really sorry. So yeah. Last of the Tamers is the old BT18 Zenith. At the start main phase, trash a Venmon, and then you draw 1 game 1. Pretty standard little thing. And when this attack, when one of your Digimon attacks by suspending, return 2 Venmon, you de-digivolve. Really useful to stop your stop the ace plays. A lot of the ace plays, very useful, very good. Then we'll play, and then we'll go into the options. Free Black Scrambles. Yeah, I was a bit hesitant on the Black Scrambles. The Scrambles just in general. But after playing this with such high level requirements, you can't go wrong with it. And also, it's a 2 memory. If you're on 1 memory, you're giving your opponent 1 memory. It's a really good, even if you don't digivolve, it's just good to use to get that memory, to give them as little memory as possible. Last but not least, oh no, not last but not least, 2 Fusion Eyes, love it, gotta use it. Main phase by placing 1 Venmon or Destroyermon, so you can put these underneath. You can stack these, which is a pretty cool one. By trusting one of your opponent's Digimon spot of evolution, by placing 1 Venmon or Destroyermon from your trash under one of your Digimon's bottom evolutions, you may digivolve one of your Digimon into Destroyer or Galactic from trash from its for its Digivolution cost. Really useful. Security effect. You may reveal 3 cards from your deck and play 1 Venmon and then trash the rest. Usually in the and this gets played for 0 if you ever scratch one. I don't really use these a lot, as much as I did play around with having more in the deck. I think 2 is pretty okay. You want to see your pieces more than you want to see that now. And last but not least, the amazing, I play the 4, one of the best options in the game. Delete, main effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost, or place it in the battle area, and then your turn, when one of your Galacticmon attacks, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost, and if this effect does not delete, trash the top cards of your opponent's security stack so it only has 1 left. That is an amazing effect. So good. Just being able to do that, it really fucks up Angels. I played a couple casual matches and Angels just couldn't deal with this, because just as if you can get to your Galacticmon and then Ragnarok, and if you can hold on to your Galactic that turn, that's just destructive. Security effect, you may play 1 Venmon in its tax. Sorry, you may play 1 card with Venmon in its tax and play and a play cost of 6 or less, so targets you scratches with from your hand or trash without paying its cost. Then add this card to your hand. Just an amazing card, an amazing effect, and one of the funnest. So compared to all the decks I've been playing lately, this was such a fun deck to pilot. Yes, it has problems. Yes, it's a bit annoying to get sorted out, but you always have options. You always have a way to build up. The old Galactic was very slow and was would chunk down your opponent. This is very fast. This can be very fast, and if you're playing against it, if you let this deck just build up resources, you're not going to win. This deck can out a lot of stuff, like just out of the blue, and and it's such a brilliant deck. I love it. I love it. I've been waiting for support for this deck for nearly fucking ages, since the first Galactic, really, because I was like BT11. Yeah, it was BT11 was like the first time I was experienced to the deck, and I fell in love with the old Galacticmon, and then this has just made me a more bigger fan. I'm going to keep running this deck. Again, if you've got any more ideas, I think one of the big ones is play a fucking medieval Gallant, but I ain't got the money for that. Seraphi Ace, Shadow Seraphi Ace would work very comfortably in this. I'd probably get rid of like probably a Destroyo to play the Seraphi Ace. But I don't think this deck needs aces as much. Depends on your meta. If your meta is very attack heavy, maybe put 1 or 2 in, could work. But yeah, this is going to be a deck I'm going to keep piloting, as well as my lovely sword boys, and my apps. I'm going to be in the process, once I've got my Galactic Gaiamons, which should be coming over the next couple of days. I have one, and I've just ordered the last 3, as well as a medieval Gallant. I kind of bit the bullet and went, fuck it, I'm just going to buy the card, just so I can keep up with people, because that was like my biggest problem, was going that. Anyway, I hope you guys had a wonderful day. Please stay, if you're in the UK, please sun protection with all the sun stuff, and have a very warm day. I am very warm, and I'm going to go sit in front of my fan. There might be a video out tomorrow. I don't know yet. It depends if I feel like it. I've got you know all the Doctor Who crap to sort out, but again, hopefully look forward for Mr. Atmon. I don't know if I'm going to do any more. I think I'm going to start doing more deck lists with my friends. I've got people who have some really cool deck lists that I want to show off. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and ta-ra.